Hi there again, BookTube. Leanne here and welcome back to my channel. This is going to be my second TBR video for June because I'm taking part in two readathons. This one is going to be the Whatever You Want-a-thon. So I've joined the Discord server for that and I have a list of all of the prompts and I'm going to get straight into it and tell you all the books I'm going to be reading for the Whatever You Want-a-thon. Again, they're all going to be LGBT books because of Pride and because I want to celebrate Pride by reading only LGBT books for the month, and because you get extra points for reading LGBT books, so I'm very excited that that's the added bonus of this. So let's get straight into it. The first prompt is to read a book that reminds you of a pride flag, and for this I'm going to go with the bisexual pride flag, and that is going to be Heartstopper Volume 4 by Alice Oseman. And we can put as many books as we want into these prompts as well. So some prompts I will be saying multiple books for. So for my comfort read prompt, I will be reading Gideon the Ninth because it is definitely a comfort read. I think it's a beautiful story. The House on the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune and Cemetery Boys. These are all comfort rereads for me and I'm very excited to get to them. So the next prompt is 5-star predictions, and for this I've gone with Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo because I absolutely loved the first book and I am expecting it to be 5 stars. And I've gone for The Unbroken by C.L. Clarke. I've heard nothing but good things and I'm expecting it to be a brilliant story. And the last one is Harrow the Ninth because it's the sequel to Gideon and I'm extremely excited for it and I'm sure it'll be a 5 stars for me. The next prompt is an author debut, and for that I've gone for Crier's War by Nina Varela. I'm very excited to get to this book, so I'm hoping to read that as my debut novel. For a book out of my comfort zone, I'm going for A Long Way to A Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. I don't do sci-fi very often, and I know I've said I love Gideon, but this is the only book I've really enjoyed that's sci-fi other than Illuminae, which is like a mixed media format book, which was a lot easier to read for me. So sci-fi is normally very outside of my comfort zone and I really want to get into it more. So this is kind of my big start off point along with Harrow, which I wouldn't say Harrow's outside of my comfort zone because of how much I already love the world, but I would say A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet would be because it is predominantly like a space travel and a crew. So I'm kind of going into that as like to see what happens basically. As you will know by my recent haul video, this is something I hauled in the past year because it was very recent. So this is going to be the book I read for something I've hauled in the past year, Prince and the Dressmaker by Jen Wang. Very excited for this. But the next prompt is something with POC rep in it, and for this I will be reading The Unbroken by C.L. Clarke and Cemetery Boys by Adrian Thomas. The next prompt is to basically read the book that people vote on a poll, which is still ongoing, but the books I've put in that poll are Cinderella is Dead by Callum Barron, These Feathered Flames by Alexander Overy, Sweet and Bitter Magic by Adrian Tooley, and The Empress of Sultan Fortune by Naivo. They are all in the list, so whichever one gets upvoted the most will have the priority for that. The next prompt is a buddy read, and I have joined so many buddy reads on the Discord. So the ones I've joined as of yet are one for Cemetery Boys by Aidan Thomas, one for A Sweet and Bitter Magic, one for The Unbroken, one for Heartstopper, one for The House in the Cerulean Sea, and one for Saga. So I have lots of buddy reads going. Doesn't mean I will get to all of them, but I'll have to prioritise a couple just to make sure I take part. Also, I do have Heartstopper physically. Most of these on my TBR are like digital books, but Heartstopper and The Prince and the Dressmaker are both books that I have on my shelf. So very excited to get to those because I need to clear off my TBR shelf a little bit. It's so full. The next prompt is a book that represents disability or a mental illness. And for this I've gone for Heartstopper again by Alice Oseman. Spoiler alert for Heartstopper if you haven't read any of it, so skip over to the timestamp that I'm going to show. but Charlie does have an eating disorder, and so that's going to be the book that I read for mental illness representation. So the next prompt is to read a book from the Bookish Creators fave list, and for that I'll be reading Saga, because Saga is one of Becca's favourite books from Becca and the Books. The books that feature the team colour, which is like black for the Epic and High team. So for this I've put Foundryside by Robert Jackson Bennett, Gideon the Ninth by Tamsin Muir, Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo, and Crier's War by Nina Varela, and The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. They all have black on the cover, so very excited for all of those. And the final prompt of the readathon is if the title has the last letter and the first letter that are the same. So I've got two books in my list for this, and that is Harrow the Ninth and The Long Way to a Small and Angry Planet. I hope that counts because of the fingers crossed. So far I've got that on that list. And that is all the prompts for that readathon. We have a spreadsheet given to us to count up the points, which we will fill out, as well as sending all the information, like submitting all the information to our team as well, and we will see who wins by the end of it. It's all in good fun, and I'm very excited to be joining this readathon this year for the first time doing a readathon. It'll be very, very exciting. I've decided to do 2 readathons at once, so we'll see how that goes. But luckily I am reading most of the same books for both readathons, just to make it a bit easier on myself, because there are so many prompts to fulfill, so that's what I'm doing. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and I will see you in my next video. TTFN, bye!